Iceland, a place where every turn feels like stepping into a new world. In this video, I'm sharing my favorite spots from our road trip around the Ring Road in Iceland. A journey packed with unforgettable landscapes, incredible hidden gems, and some tips to make your trip hopefully as memorable. If you're planning to explore Iceland, then hopefully this guide will give you some inspiration of where to go and what to see on your adventure. So let's jump into part 1 of my top spots on the Ring Road. Our adventure kicked off in Reykjavik, Iceland's capital. After stocking up on supplies and picking up our camper van, we were ready to hit the road. Just 45 minutes outside of the city, we found ourselves in the town of Hveragoroy. Sorry for my pronunciation. From there, we discovered the thermal rivers, a place that truly set the tone for the trip. The hour-long hike was full of rugged hills and incredible views. A quick heads up, there are a lot of flies along the trail, especially if you go in August. So bring some bug spray and maybe some face nets. Or if you're as unprepared as us, just take a t-shirt and wave it around your head. At the end of the trail, you'll find a boardwalk, some changing pods, and an incredible river to soak in. And it's completely free. We just stumbled across this spot in the first town that we visited, and it might be one of my favorite hidden gems on the entire Ring Road. After the thermal river, we carried on south to one of Iceland's most iconic stops, Seljalandsfoss. This waterfall is about 200 feet tall, and you can even walk behind it. One of my favorite moments here wasn't just the waterfall, but parking up nearby, brewing a coffee in the van, and taking it all in. Afterwards, we stayed at a nearby campsite to recharge for the next day. After the waterfall and the thermal rivers, we continued along the southern coast, stopping at this incredible valley for a walk and some moments by the river, and carrying on for a walk to the infamous plane wreck, which I'm sure you've seen on every Iceland Instagram. As the day stretched on, we ended up driving up this winding road to a cliff top near the town of Vik. Visiting Iceland in August means super long days, so we stayed up there until nearly 11 p.m, and the views were incredible. We cooked up a quick dinner in the van, and then as the sun began to set, we walked over to the cliff edge and we saw hundreds of puffins. This was another place we hadn't planned on visiting and just stumbled across this cliff edge with the puffins. And I would 100% recommend coming here. The next morning, we then made our way to one of the coolest places I have ever been, the Glacier Lagoon. It felt like stepping onto another planet. On the way there though, we stopped at this amazing canyon, and it looked straight out of a fantasy film, like you would find a dragon there. We explored these dramatic cliffs and the winding paths before continuing on to the lagoon. And when we arrived, it truly blew us away. This was on our wedding anniversary, and I honestly can't explain how epic this was. We ended up parking up in a car park near the lagoon. There weren't any campsites nearby, so we just parked up late, made some dinner, and then just made sure to leave early the next morning. It truly blew us away. Exploring Iceland's Ring Road was one of the most incredible trips that we have ever done. The freedom of exploring these incredible landscapes and the unexpected places, unexpected moments that we stumbled across on our road trip in this camper van will stay with me forever. It truly is a bucket list experience, and I really hope that one day you get to experience it as well. This video is part 1 of me sharing some of our favorite stops on the Ring Road. And honestly, it feels like just a tiny snippet of some of the places you might see on this trip. In part 2, I'll take you to geothermal parks, the beautiful Stockness, and the most powerful waterfall in the EU. So if you're planning your own trip, then I hope that this gives you some inspiration. I know Iceland is already such a popular spot to visit, but I hope that my video and my viewpoint maybe gives you another understanding of how to explore this place. For us, we went in with a plan, and we went with a list of things that we wanted to see, but A lot of our favorite spots, we ended up just stumbling across them, like the Puffins and the thermal rivers. I think that's the best way to go travel anywhere. Go with a rough plan and then be open to stumbling off the beaten track and finding new places. So yeah, if you've ever been, let me know some of your favorite stops on the Ring Road. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe. We're almost at 500 subscribers, which was my goal for the year. So yeah, please subscribe, it means the world, and I will see you in part 2.